Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakadash. Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakadash. Barakatha, Barakia. So we're gonna get into it, because we're getting close to these end times. So, this looking like this could be it. It could be it with a lot of things going forward. I mean, if you have ears to hear, if you could look forward and you could see where all this could lead us, man, there's a lot of possibilities and this could be it. So, that big prize that we all been waiting for, which is what this topic is about, is the 144,000 elect. Man, just having that roll off the tongue, I mean, that's just, I get excited just hearing it. I mean, that's just like that's a great reward, to be a part of the 144,000 elect. So, like, there's different levels to it. Being one of the 12 apostles, I mean, that's a great honor. But a lot of brothers know, okay, that might not be your lot. So there's different levels. So when you talking about it and thinking about it, brothers would be like, man, if I had it my way, if I had to just really shoot who I would want to be, if I want to be like a prince of Israel, if I want to be just a part of the multitude and be a part of the 1/3 that survive of that get saved of Israel, do I want to be a part of the 144 elect? Man, that's a even greater responsibility. Do I want to be one of the 12 apostles? So you got all these different levels. So you really got to sit down with yourself and say, man, what am I shooting for? What's my goal? My goal is to be saved, but if I had it my way, what would I shoot for? And I always used to say to myself, like, man, being one of the 12 apostles, I already know that's a very, very tough task, and there's a lot of brothers ahead of me in line for that. Who knows? The Lord really has to say for that. So I was like, this great thing, right? Being the king of Israel, being King David, pretty much, that's not, who knows? It could happen for you. But pretty much what I'm trying to say is what I always shot for is to be one of the 144,000 elect. That's what I always shot for. I said, I'm going to shoot for the stars in this. Just being saved, even if you just 1/3 of Israel that get saved, that's a blessing. That's a great honor. That's a bigger blessing than anybody has ever gotten in this world today. But I always say, okay, I'm going to shoot for the moon, I'm going to have faith in it too. I was like, man, if I had a choice, I say being one of the 144 elect, that's my main goal. You see what I'm saying? And I know there's a lot of work that come behind it. And, the Lord is the one to choose, from the foundations before earth was chose. Before earth was made, the 144 elect was already chose. But that was always one of the greatest things that make me smile, that make me have joy is, man, what if I'm a part of the 144 elect? Because, those, they going to get that spiritual power. They going to pretty much be the Lord's army, and come back and take the kingdom. And that's another thing. Esau not giving us the kingdom. Israel, we're gonna take the kingdom. And that's the times that we living in right now. Is we about to take the kingdom from them. We finna take the kingdom from these nations, man. That's a great thing, man. That's a very, very great thing. Don't really know how to express it, but I mean, that's just a very, very great thing. That's a great honor, man. And to be a part of the 144,000 elect and get that spiritual power. We're gonna get into that spiritual power too, but I just want to bring the scriptures out first. Revelation chapter 7, starting from verse 1. And after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on the tree. So why are they holding those winds? Those 4 winds are just utter destruction on the earth. So the earth is not being destroyed, but now you're starting to see the plagues hit the earth. And this is the reason why. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having a seal of the living God, and he cried out a loud voice to the 4 angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth, right? Utter destruction in the sea, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads. So the servants of God in their foreheads. The man that out here sincerely following the law, statutes, and commandments, learning them, taking the time out to study and learn this, and that's doing the work, But man, look, it's not just about going to camp, man, and standing there and you a part of something. You get to talk and you're kind of recycling words that you heard the people above us, the apostles, and you just recycling breakdowns and words that they say. You actually got to live it. So you actually got to know these commandments yourself. You got to go into Leviticus. You got to go into the first 5 books of the Bible. The law. The law of Moses, or whatever they call it, the book of Moses. You have to go into those, right? And you have to actually learn those commandments and know them and keep them. So it's not just about, you don't know simple commandments, man. So you actually got to know these commandments. You got to be a scholar and you got to study this Bible. Like, I read the Bible every day, multiple chapters. Every day I read it, and I go back and read some of the same stuff I already read. And when I'm reading it, I'm not just skimming through it. I'm not just reading it to get done. I'm actually breaking it down line by line. So it might take me a long time to get through one chapter because I'm actually studying it. And then I'm stopping while I'm reading and I'm saying, ooh, what did that mean? Ooh, dang, the 4 angels, like, okay, so the 4 winds. See, I didn't just read that and say, oh, the 4 winds should not blow on the earth. No, when I read it, I said, the 4 winds should not blow on the earth. Pause. What does that really mean? Then said destruction. It means it's not talking about actual winds. It's saying that they are not letting that destruction loose on the earth. And then when you get to verse 2, it tells you, cry with a loud voice the 4 angels to who it was given to hurt the earth and the sea. What does hurt the earth and the sea means? Destruction. See, so you actually got to study these scriptures, man. And it ain't up for you to do it in front of nobody. It really is between you and the Lord, because the Lord don't need us. He could wake up whoever he want to wake up on his own. So really, you doing the work is really the Lord testing you. Really. So you actually got to study this. It ain't about who, I want to look good in front of this brother. I want to look knowledgeable in front of this brother. I want to act like I know this and know that in front of this brother. It ain't about that, man. It's what's really deep down inside. And if you're really sincere about this, because the Lord knows. The Lord knows what's going on, He knows if you're really studying or if you're just doing it for face, And that's what's going to, possibly the Lord could look at that. I'm not gonna say that's what's going to, but I'm saying the Lord could possibly look at that with choosing 144,000 elect. One of the 144,000 elect could be a brother that ain't did that much work in his life, that just woke up to the truth at the very last moment. And he could be a part of 144,000 elect, and a brother that's been in the truth 10 years doing the work could not be a part of the 144,000 elect. That's how cold this is, man. That's a great, glorious thing. So you really got to be sincere about this and live this and be truthful about this, but I'm sorry for going off on a tangent, but let's get back into it. Verse 4, and I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there was sealed 144,000 of all tribes of the children of Israel. Not all tribes of the earth, all tribes of the children of Israel. 144,000 elect. And see, that's another thing too. It's not just about hearing the elders or the apostles or the leaders say something and then just going to go make a video and recycling what they said. You actually got to get in this Bible and study something and contribute something, something that they might not never even say. You might go through the Bible and say, oh, damn, let me break this down. Oh, I see this happening. And then they might come on the spirit, and then other brothers might come on the spirit and say, yeah, I seen the same thing happen, the same prophecy going on. You see, I know when all this stuff started happening, all the brothers started thinking of 2nd Esdras 15, that's a prophecy that's going on. The famine of the word, the mark of the beast, but it's not always about recycling. Now, you want to contribute something too, if you really want to be a part of 144,000, you're going to want to contribute something of your own that you didn't just recycle from hearing somebody else saying, but it's hard at the same time, because if you don't have the status, which is a problem within Israel, if you ain't got the status of some of these people, or if you ain't been on it as old as some of these people, got the age, or been in this as long as some of these people, then a lot of brothers don't want to hear you. But that don't even matter, because it ain't about that. You bring it out, you do the word of the Lord, you pray to the Lord on something. If apostle leader bring out something, and it's something you bringing out something that they ain't never bring out, you got to pray to the Lord, because the Lord might be giving you that prophecy. Now, a lot of brothers, they ain't gonna hear you out. If they didn't hear the apostle say it, if they didn't hear the leader say it, then they not gonna hear you out if you say it, because they don't think much of you. And that's not how it's supposed to be, you know what I mean? But hey, that's on them. All you got to do is continue doing this work, man. And if the Lord brings something to you and you want to bring it out, then yeah, and now if you bring it out and now the apostles and everybody get on you and they rebuking you and they got the proof and they got the scriptures and everything to rebuke you, then you've been rebuked. You got to repent from it. But you could bring something out that ain't nobody been seeing, that ain't nobody been catching. The Lord wanted you to bring out. And see, and then people might be like, oh yeah, how did we miss that? Oh yeah, that's right. So don't be afraid, pretty much is saying, don't be afraid to bring out something. You ain't just got to recycle what you heard other people say, you know? Because at the end of the day, you got to deal with your own salvation. Those same people that think they might have some authority over you, might be above you or better than you in some type of way, they still got to work on their salvation. It's not for said and for done. You see what I'm saying? So you still got to work on your salvation. So go hard in this. Never let a person put a ceiling over you. If you could be great as you could be, go as hard as you can. Never let a person tell you how hot your flame could be or how bright your star could be. You know, you never know what your lot is until you get out there and try. You know, be as great as you possibly can. Never let a person hinder you for that. Revelation chapter 14. Jump into 14, starting at verse 1. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Sion. That lamb is Yahushua. And with him 144,000, having his father name written in their heads, right? So his father name, which cuts the Trinity doctrine, because how is he going to have his father name written in his head if he is the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit at the same time? So that cuts the Trinity doctrine right there. Having his father name written in their head, right? And the lamb is Yahushua, and they had Yahweh name written in their head, the 144,000. And I heard a voice from heaven, as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with the harps. And they sung as it were a new song before the throne, and before the four beasts and the elders, right? And no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. So, that shows you that the 144,000 is actual man that's going to be redeemed from the earth. And verse 4, let me read verse 4. These are they which were not defiled with woman, for they are virgins. So, they repented. They weren't defiled with these false doctrines and different, because the women are different doctrines, pretty much, different religions. They wasn't defiled with it. They came out of that and repented. For they are virgins, right? These are they which follow the Lamb wherever so he goes. So the true follower, so a so-called true Christian, which means follower of Christ. So the true followers, this is talking about the true followers, because they follow Christ wherever so he go. These were redeemed from among man, being a first fruit of God and into lamb. So this is talking about actual man that's on the earth today, man. This is a great, glorious thing, man. All praise Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, man. Because this is a great thing, 144,000 man elect of Israel. Even if I'm not one, even if you're not one, our people, it's going to be 144,000 elect of our people regardless, that's finna get this spiritual power. That's going to be the elect. That's a great thing when you really break it down and you go into it. That's a very, very great thing. Oh, no, not that one. This is Joel 2, start at verse 4 through 11. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses and horsemen, so shall they run, right? Like the noise of the chariot on the top of the mountain shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people sat in battle array. So I heard like a lot of people say this is about some people say this is about nukes and stuff coming down, but it says as a strong people sat in battle array. So I'm thinking more like this is actual people. This is the 144,000 elect coming back down to take the kingdom. They're going to be strong, like a strong people battle array. Because look, verse 6, before their face, the people shall be much pained. All faces shall gather blackness. Because when you see 144,000 elect coming back to take the kingdom, and they got that spiritual power, and ain't no bullets going to kill them, ain't no rockets going to stop them, ain't nothing going to stop them, man. They're going to be unstoppable. It's going to be like 144,000 Superman on Earth. man, people gonna be looking very, very scared. They should run like mighty men, so we gonna be able to run like mighty men. They should climb the walls like men of war, so we gonna, like, you see those men of war, they scale a whole wall because they've been training doing that their whole life. Man, we gonna be able to do that easily. They should march everyone on his way, and they should not break their ranks. So remember, you know how a lot of jakes in the world try to say, like, we were shooting we were shooting in sync, meaning, they were shooting at the same time, they had the same mindset. You know what I mean? They had order. We gonna have complete order. We ain't gonna break our ranks. We gonna come back in perfect order, man. Kind of like how when you watch that movie, The 300, and the 300, what was that, the Spartans, and then they had the Persians coming for them, and they had like that little narrow strait, in the little narrow valley in between the two mountains, and they kind of like stopped them right there. And the 300, they was killing so many Persians because they was battle array. They was in ranks. They had order. They knew, okay, y'all on the outside set the shields up, right? And then hold it together, and you're gonna be stronger by holding it together. And then us, the second line behind y'all, we gonna come with the spears, and we gonna stab over the top. See, they had technique, they had order, battle array, and that's how they were able to last as long as they would and be as great and strong as they was. See, that's how the elect gonna be. We gonna have order. We not just gonna be running out here, right, 144,000 elect Jake, and we just running out here like Superman doing our own thing in different parts, doing whatever we want to do. Now we gonna be in order. We gonna be in battle array, and so we gonna be unstoppable. Verse 8, neither shall one thrust another, so ain't no friendly fire. They should walk everyone in his path, and when they fall upon a sword, they shall not be wounded. So that's supernatural power right there, or spiritual power right there, because if somebody do happen to get you with a sword, stab you, cut you, or shoot you, you ain't gonna be wounded. You gonna be like Luke Cage. It might bounce off you, it might go straight through you. You ain't gonna be wounded. You know what I mean? That's spiritual power. It's gonna be like Superman. The sword ain't gonna be able to hurt you. You ain't gonna be able to die. Verse 9, and they should run to and fro in the city, and they should run upon the wall. They should climb up upon houses, and they should enter in the windows like a thief, right? Verse 10, the earth should quake before them, the heavens should tremble, the sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. Verse 11, and the Lord shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very good. So, we go to camp right now, but the Lord camp is going to be very good, very great, for he is strong that executed his word. For the day of the Lord is great and very terrible, and who can abide it? Like, who could stop it? Who could hide from it? Who could run from it? Nobody could do nothing about it. We're gonna have spiritual power, and we're gonna be great and strong. The 144,000 elect. Here goes a short one right here. Isaiah 40, 31. But they that wait upon the Lord, right, shall renew their strength. So we're going to renew our strength, really, because renewing our strength, because if you really go back to when we was in power, we already had spiritual power. A lot of Israelites had spiritual power. A lot of people like to say that's how we built the pyramids, is because we built it with spiritual power. Could be, but we know people like King David had spiritual power. He could leap very far. He could kill thousands of men with his one sword. He had his three mighty men. I believe they were called mighty men, but anyways, his three generals. What was his name? Adar. I might be going off with saying his name. Something close to that, but I believe he killed somewhere around 3,000 men or something like that. In one inning, pretty much, he killed 3,000 men with his staff. That's how. What man do you know could do that right now today? That's called spiritual power, man. He was able to do that. That's like a Matrix movie. Neo killed 1,000 agents, just sitting there getting busy on them, killing them. Or like those old Kung Fu movies, you would see one Kung Fu, Jet Li, Bruce Lee take down 1,000 different soldiers at one time. They got that for a reason. They got that from a place, man. Any imagination, anything has a source. It comes from something, so that was spiritual power. Moses, we ain't even got to go through all the spiritual things he did, with the rock, smitten the rock in half in the water. Really the Lord pushing the waters back for them to pass the Red Sea, but through Moses. A lot of different other things he did too. All through the scriptures. And then when you get to Yahweh Shai, just go through the scriptures and read, Matthews, Mark, Luke, all those, to see his spiritual power on full display. So the 144,000 elect, when it says, verse 31, I'm read again, but they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. So we're going to get that strength back. It's going to be renewed back to us, and our strength, Yahweh Shai, waiting on him, that's going to be our strength being renewed too. They should mount up their wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not be faint. So let's break that down. They should mount up their wings as eagles, meaning that we're going to be able to fly. That's right there in the Bible. The 144,000 elect going to have spiritual power and be able to fly. We might actually have wings and be able to fly. Just like how you see a bird or eagle in the sky, man, you're going to see big, strong men with spiritual power in the sky with wings flying. Literally. You might not believe it right now, but you're going to see, And they shall run and not be weary. So the power that Flash got, we gonna be able to run like Flash, very, very fast. Cause you got wings, you could fly and you could run faster. And that means that your body and your muscles are going to be stronger in order to be able to fly. So you only can imagine how fast you're going to be able to run. Usain Bolt ain't going to have nothing on us. You know what I mean? We're going to be able to run like Flash and not get tired. Because look, it say, and they should run and not be weary. Meaning that you should not be tired when you run. So if you're not tired when you're running, then you can run forever and never get tired and just keep running at a very, very fast sprint and a very, very fast pace. Most, Jake, today, they could, they probably give you 5 good seconds of a very, very fast sprint. I have my pops, he heavy set. I seen him run before. Now, it wasn't long. It didn't last long because he got tired. But, this man was heavy set. But he was able to get 4 or 5 good steps in and very fast, very quick. Surprise. I'm like, he can move that fast? I'm talking about 4 or 5 fast steps. Boom, 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 boom. 5 fast steps and you in your heels. I just seen him do it before. Now, he can't go out there and run a whole 60 or a whole football field. He can't go out there and run that for that long and keep that paced up. But imagine if he didn't get tired, how fast he'll actually be running. You see what I'm saying? Usain Bolt. Imagine how fast he'd be if he didn't never get tired. If he could just keep that same pace up that he was running. He a Jake too. So if he could keep that same pace up that he was running forever without getting tired, imagine how fast the man to be running. Imagine how that'll look seeing that in real life. You see what I'm saying? See, a marathon runner, they run, but they can't run at their full sprint. They usually wait till they full sprint to the end. But they gotta pace themselves so they don't get tired, so they're not running that full sprint. But imagine if they can run that full sprint throughout the whole marathon. Come on, that's crazy. We gonna get that spiritual power. And what else would you call it? We can't do it now, so it got to be something spiritual going on. It got to be some type of spiritual power or supernatural power going on that's going to be given to the 144,000 elect. And they shall walk and not faint. Meaning we could walk around the whole globe, around the whole earth, 100 times and not get tired. So yes, we're going to be able to walk from Egypt to Israel. A lot of people couldn't do that today. A lot of people like, man, walking from Israel to Egypt, I'll die. I'll pass out. But, they was closer to the Lord than we are today. Not us now, because we're getting really close to the Lord, the 144,000 elect. But I'm just saying, like, imagine being able to do those things and not get tired, because we're going to have the Lord with us. So that's going to be actual spiritual power that the 144,000 elect is going to get, man. That's a great, glorious thing. You got to pray, continue doing the work. I hope that you're a part of the 144,000 elect, man. Have faith. Don't be proud, but really believe that you are. Don't let nobody tell you that you're not. Don't let nobody tell you, because that's not their place too to tell you. So just go hard, man, and let the Spirit, because Spirit gonna guide you. If it's your lot to be a part of 144,000 elect, then the Spirit gonna get you there, because you can't do nothing but be a part of 144,000 elect, because it was already ordained for you before the earth was made. If it's not, then it's not, but just believe in it until the day come where you're going to find out, oh, I was right, I was, or, oh, I was wrong, I'm not, it's a blessing just to be saved, to be a part of the multitude, of the 1/3 that's going to be saved. But if you're a part of 144,000 elect, which is what I'm gunning for, man, that's a glorious thing, man. You're going to get that spiritual power. You're going to get to be the first in the kingdom, really. and you're going to get to be with the Lord, and you know you're going to be free of sin. You know, a lot of brothers can't shake sin. You know, it be hard. You know, it's not a grievous thing, but having a perfect body that never sins, meaning that you're never going to have judgment or punishment come on you because you can't sin no more, because it's going to be written in your heart. You know, I mean, that's a great thing right there, because that takes a lot of pressure off you right there when you really think about it. So, you know, with that, we're going to say, shalom. Salvation to the elect, 144,000.